This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightone. Thank you for tuning in. Our top story now, the national debate on the country's minimum wage could reach the halls of parliament within the coming weeks as stakeholders are said to be in agreement on the issue. Well, tonight, Sabrina Brown talks with the local Chamber of Commerce president to get more on that.
As the cost of living continues to increase here in the Bahamas and around the world, a proposed increase in minimum wage for the private sector from $150 to $210 per week could soon be a reality.
It's my understanding that the proposed bill will come up very shortly in Parliament for debate. I'm advised that will be in the next week or so.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Kevin Seymour, says the pending increase in the minimum wage came as a result of a consultation between the government, the trade union movement, and the private sector.
I like the fact, though, that the private sector had some input into the decision, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are going to be bearing the costs relative to these employees. So I believe certainly that if and when the legislation is approved, it's going to be a win-win situation for not only the employee, but all of the parties that I mentioned who are represented on the tripartite council.
But Seymour says while there are those who will be impacted by the new legislation, based on his knowledge, the vast majority of employers in the private sector on Grand Bahama are already paying employees in excess of the current minimum wage.
If you look at the various businesses, particularly when you consider the industrial sector, the hotel sector, etc., most of those companies would in fact be already above that minimum threshold. Now, just for the point of clarity, a lot of people they hear increase in minimum wage, and there's an assumption that that's an across-the-board increase for everybody. To be perfectly clear, it only benefits those persons who currently may be working in a situation where they're making less than the minimum wage.
The leader of the business community believes the increase in minimum wage is long overdue.
You have to take into consideration inflation. One only needs to go into the supermarket to buy a good, particularly with the introduction of VAT earlier this year, to appreciate that the purchasing power of the dollar has diminished. And so it really comes at an opportune time to enable people to buy the basic necessities.
Well, the government investing thousands of dollars in training this as an attempt to prepare young persons for many job opportunities set to come on stream. The National Training Agency, through its local office, is actually sending out an appeal to applicants to begin signing up for the program, which begins next week. Let's go to Joan Davis-Rowe.
Since its inception, the National Training Agency has been making a difference. Now that government agency is appealing for more youngsters to take advantage of this major government initiative. The program, which is approaching another cycle, is looking to afford more young persons between the ages of 18 and 26 the opportunity to become professionally trained for the workforce. Training consultant with the National Training Agency, Kamita Miller.
The training is geared towards what happens in the workplace, and we take them through all of the areas, in particular team building, what is required in the workplace, how to conduct yourself, customer service. As we know, businesses are in business to provide customer service. Every business is involved in providing service to someone. And so a high degree of attention is paid to the trainee, so that when they leave our program, they will be of an asset to any company.
Office manager at the local training office, Norma Pyfrom, says while the program has witnessed a degree of success, it is now time to take the program to the next level.
We are trying our best to bring our interns, our trainees, up to the position or the standard where they are be employable. For instance, you may have persons who was not able to obtain a Bahamas Junior Certificate, BGCSE certificate, or even a diploma. So this is where those are the ones that we are catering to get them interested in the program.
Pike Firm is urging all young people who meet the requirements for the program to register.
It's 4 weeks, but it's 4 weeks of 3 half days per week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. This training will be done at the Mary Staff to See Auditorium. The persons, you hear the word mandatory, they must attend, and they must be on time. If they're late more than twice, they are out of the program, and we mean that. If they're absent more than twice, they are out of the program. And definitely, even when they're sick for 2 days, they need to bring in a valid doctor's certificate. Like I say, you need a copy of your passport, copy of your national insurance card, your resume, 3 passport size photos, 3 references, and any other particulars, credentials that you may have. Bring them along, please. And of course, you need the police certificate, the original police certificate. Persons who are interested in going into the kitchen or the restaurant area, they must have a food handling certificate.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Now, once again, the National Training Program will be held at the Mary Star of the Sea Auditorium. Well, the Downtown Freeport Business Association hosted its first summer festival in the Churchill Square on Saturday. The fest got off to a slow start as the weather simply hampered the activities. Over some 30 scores participants in the event. President of the association, Harvey Ann Anubo, says Summerfest was the first of many initiatives to help spur the economic activity in downtown Freeport.
Today is just an effort of the Downtown Freeport Business Association Board of Directors and members to ensure that the general public shop at home. We want to encourage you to just come on out, enjoy yourselves in the downtown area. Our goal is to make sure that you see downtown in a different light, not just as an area where you can just come and pick up that one item or two, but also to hang out and relax and let the kids have some fun. So our calendar of events include many items that would encourage you to just stay and relax and enjoy the atmosphere. Well, the economy itself depends and thrives on small businesses. And when you have individuals shopping at home, that thrives that area.
Well, local DJ Earl Daddy Steely Neely was also out there and showed his support of the event.
It helps build the economy, and it helps bring some action back to downtown because it's well needed. Because, you know, a lot of stores are here, and a lot of people really don't advertise like that because, you know, it's a bit tough. So I support them because now they're bringing the attraction for the businesses that just can't get out there to advertise.
Well, the police on Grand Bahama need your help tonight in locating 27-year-old Hatari Nathan Roberts of Gilbert Crest, Grand Bahama. He's wanted by the Central Detective Unit for stealing. He's described as 5 feet 5 inches tall, medium height and weight, also brown complexion, also average build, 167 pounds. He has a tattoo located on his right hand with the inscription JR and the crucifix. Police say he is to be approached with caution. If you have any information concerning Hatari Nathan Roberts, you should contact the police at 350-3107 or 12-911 or 919 or your nearest police station. The Northern Report continues in just a sec. Don't go away.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back, everybody. Improvements being made in several local subdivisions in the Freeport area. Street signs were recently installed throughout the subdivisions, Sunrise subdivisions near Hawksville at a cost of some $2,000. Local government councilor for Central Grand Bahama, Marco Carey, says that this project was completed in conjunction with the developers for the area and also Island Chains.
For too long, this subdivision has needed street signs. So there's a partnership between me and the developer to put up the street signs in this area. We also erected street signs in the Malibu area. You know, for over years, it's never had no street signs neither. So that's another project that they promised the people of Malibu Reef. So if you drive through the Malibu, you see the workers installing the street signs.
Kerry says in addition to the street signs in the Sunrise and Malibu Reef, Council also was able to fix a broken wall in the entrance of the section of Imperial Park. Kerry is encouraging residents in the Central Grand Bahama to continue to voice their concerns about issues affecting their community.
When I saw that wall being fixed, there's so much persons who's involved in that. You have the contractor, general contractor, which he hired a landscaper to cut all the trees down. Then he hired a mason, then had a painter. So that's just a little peck on trying to put some money back into the economy of Grand Bahama.
Well, the 5th Annual Youth Conclave 2015 taking place over the weekend under the theme Youth in Action. 4-day conclave for the Anglican youth ended with the Diocese of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos Islands annual parade and rally. Our Kimberly Mullings has the details.
Participants in this year's Youth Conclave paraded through the streets of Freeport and engaged in a rally at the Foster B. Pestina Center at the Pro-Cathedral of Christ the King. On hand for this year's conclave was Darren Turnquest, the Director of Youth. He urged everyone to continue to be positive contributors to society.
My push today was really to get them to rise up and to understand that they must be courageous. They must be able to really walk and witness and be sacrificial in what they give to Christ and to what they demonstrate to their peers. To really stand up, stand out there, show up. And I think what really resonated with me was the importance of speaking to the adults, to let every adult know that it is important to affirm what young people are doing, to affirm really what their strengths are, to really advise them on how they can overcome some of their challenges, and really to be an individual stepping behind them, always supporting them.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, welcomed the visiting participants to the island, noting that he was excited to be among the youth.
It's really a pleasure for me to be here to support our young people and to let you know that the future is bright for young people in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, irrespective of what some people may say.
During the rally, the minister made a donation to band directors of 5 local marching bands on Grand Bahama Island for their dedicated work and youth involvement.
This year, we made a special effort to really bless you with the amount of work that you have done to show you that we who are in government really appreciate your dedication, your support to various organizations, but most of all, when we call you to come out, you show up.
On that note, Archdeacon James Palacios recalled days when he was a youth director in the 70s. He says he wants the Anglican youth on the island to have their very own marching band, promising Nassau's assistance where necessary.
I just want to encourage you, get your band. Yes, it's good to have other people, and we thank God for the ministry that they give in performing and in ministering to us. But we have to get our own band. Grand Bahama, what you say? Okay. So get your band, and believe me, in Nassau, we will support you in your effort to get an island-wide band here in Grand Bahama.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Kim. Well, the City of Freeport Local Government Council are keeping youth busy this summer. This time around, the council is hosting 3 camps, including a technical camp that's at the St. George's Gym. Megan Shepard went by.
The City of Freeport Council providing a free technical camp for students this July at St. George's High School. 20 students between the ages of 13 and 18 are learning various skills for 4 weeks. Councillor C. McMahon Campbell says the goal is to develop a well-rounded student and not just focus on academics.
We really wanted to focus more on the hands-on aspect, the cosmetology, the carpentry and joinery. And based on the response we got from the community, I think the programs have reached its maximum capacity. Because keep in mind, what we want to do in the city of Freeport as well is not just focus on academics, but also a hand-on approach.
Assistant Coordinator Kelisa Kemp says the students are from various high schools from around the island. Basketball Coordinator Jay Philippe says the students are exposed to fundamentals, conditioning, and even get life lessons while on court.
This campsite is different from the other campsites that involves academic. Here we focus more on trade, teaching the kids how to apply themselves and to look into a field that they probably might want to choose to go into. We offer cosmetology, we also offer basketball, we also offer woodwork, and we also offer craft.
I think it's an excellent program for kids to come out and not just about basketball, it works on fitness and the whole the entire body of the kids. We are allowed to practice about an hour per day. After they're done with carpentry and cosmetology, they come to me and we have good physical activities. We play in scrimmage games and then we work on the basic fundamentals of basketball.
Campers say they enjoy the experience since they are exposed to classes that are not offered at the high school level.
We do a lot of fun activities to keep us interested, not to just say, okay, we came here just to do something. We're here to be exposed to stuff we never seen before.
This is my first time at carpentry camp at this school, and I like it so far, how we get to do carpentry and basketball at second class. And I like carpentry because we get to build stuff with the wood, and how our teacher let us use the saws and the sander to fully make the things that we want to create out of the wood.
The students have come together to construct cabinets that will be in use at St. George's High School come September. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now that's a camp. Well, a big game club, a resort and marina is making it possible for a student of Louise McDonald High School to participate in a foreign language study program abroad as part of the ongoing Community Goodwill Program. Management at the resort actually presented 16-year-old Jaquan Brennan with a check to assist with expenses while attending an intense Spanish language program in Costa Rica. Well, the program closes out on July 26. Jaquan also is an honor student, scoring the highest grade point average in the 10th grade at Louise McDonald High School down there in Bimini. Way to go, kid. It's time now to ask the doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Today I'd like to continue our discussion of myasthenia gravis based on a question from Ms. Missick in Nassau. Muscle weakness caused by myasthenia gravis worsens as the affected muscle is used repeatedly. Because symptoms usually improve with rest, your muscle weakness may come and go. However, symptoms tend to progress over time, usually reaching their worst within a few years after the onset of the disease. Although myasthenia gravis can affect any of the muscles that you control voluntarily, certain muscle groups are more commonly affected than others. In more than half of the people, their first signs and symptoms are eye problems, such as drooping of one or both eyelids called ptosis, or double vision called diplopia. About 15% of people have their first symptom involving the face and throat muscles, which can cause altered speech. Your speech may sound very soft or nasal. Difficulty swallowing, you may choke very easily, which makes it difficult to eat, drink, or take pills. Problems chewing, limited facial expressions. Your family members may comment that you've lost your smile if the muscles that control your facial expressions have been affected. This disorder usually affects arms more often than legs. However, it affects your legs. You may waddle when you walk. If your neck is weak, it may be hard to hold up your head. Visit your community clinic or talk to your doctor if you have difficulty breathing, seeing, swallowing, chewing, walking, using your arms or hands, or holding up your head. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
And be sure to check out the first Seagrape Homecoming Friday, July 31st through Sunday, August 2nd on the main road down there in Seagrape and Egmont Rock. Stay with us. I got sports next. And it's sports time. Let's get right to the YMCA hosting a summer tennis camp and also being billed as one of the exciting sports for you guys. And for more on this, let's go to Italia Hall.
The YMCA is hosting its annual summer camp that includes a number of sporting disciplines, including tennis. Camp Director McNabb says that this year's camp is an exciting one.
This year we are running the program that we've run for the last few years, and what we've
decided to do this year is to integrate other areas or other disciplines that we didn't have last year. We found that the activities, the response to the activities are very good. Last year we had like kung fu, we had swimming, which is mandatory for all campers. This year we've included tennis, and with the 2 pros we have on board, I'm sure most of these campers at the end of the camp will be encouraging their parents to let them come and start playing some tennis.
Also present at the camp is junior tennis player out of New Providence, Nikita Fountain. She is dedicating her time to get the kids more involved in the sport.
It feels great. You guys have so much athleticism in Freeport. All of the tennis players that we have, the majority of them come from Freeport, and we just really need a boost.
We run a camp from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1:45 with the tennis, and we trying to get the young kids involved in playing tennis.
Both thank Fountain for helping out and says he looks forward to spreading the love of tennis throughout the community. Italia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
And the Abaco Softball Association with limited play on the weekend. The Abaco Grocery Diamond Dolls defeating the Lady Legend 16-5. Taryn Russell with a pitch-perfect game at the plate. 3 triples and a double as part of a 4-for-4 game. Tack on at 8 RBIs. Also, Tracy Albury went the distance and gave us some 5 runs on 4 hits and struck out 7 batters. The loss goes to Geneva Francis. The men had the weekend off. Semi-final playoff for you in the Grambling Flag Football League. Let me tell you, the Lady Police Enforcers defeating the ISS Lady Marines 7-6. They're now in the finals. And Freeport Container Port Piranhas defeated the Shelakin MLM Eagles 26-0. They will play this weekend. And on the men's side of things, Walmer Rock Excavators nipped the Police Enforcers 13-12. Chances Alliance punched their ticket to the championship, folks, with a 28-6 rout of the GB Shipyard Wreckers. They will play this coming Sunday. Now, let me tell you that the YMCA Commercial Basketball League is heating up, and our Kimberly Mullings was courtside Monday night.
The YMCA Commercial Basketball League on court Monday night. The Police Enforcers took on the GB Shipyard Cruisers. The Cruisers came away with a 53-49 win. Troy Embristers with 20 points in the win, and Lewis 18 in the loss. Enforcers coach Carlton Butler says even though they didn't get off to a great start, he's pleased with the win. The team is working on their chemistry, and other teams should be on the lookout for the Police Enforcers.
We started slow as usual, but the fellas picked it up. You know, we had to realize what our mistakes was. We was missing a lot of layups early. The moment we fellas calmed down, we capitalized on those missed layups, and it turned it into a double-digit lead. It's taking them some time to try and figure each other out, figure out each other's strengths and weaknesses. But after that's done, I have no doubt whatsoever that we'll be a team to reckon with.
GB Shipyard Cruisers coach Alvaro Kemp says they came out flat, but the team will be regrouping and preparing for the rest of the season to live up to the name of the Shipyard Cruisers.
Some of the guys were a little bit injured, but nevertheless, that's no excuse. We'll have to go back to the drawing board and see what we can do in the next game. I think, once we go into the playoff, as the season progresses, we should play a little bit more better than we played tonight. Shipyard always has been one of the top teams, so we have to keep that name going on. So we're going to do what we have to do to get to the top.
Statoil bagged the club Fortuna Pirates 68-65 in overtime. Jamal Walker with a 15-point game for Statoil. Darryl Butler also with 15 for the Pirates. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Total Sports.
And don't forget that tonight is the West Grand Bahama Development League, the basketball league. They're down there in Pinedale, 8 miles of rock. Go check it out tonight. Let's look at your sports.